I basically had a sudden urge to talk about girl groups. I really wanted to, like, I had this idea since like this time last year. I've been feeling the same way, that groups are just, they're great and vocally amazing. The groups we have, Flo, Say Now, amazing vocalists. Those groups can sing and harmonize. Like, they could do it all day. That's how good they are. But I've been wondering, all the groups I'm seeing are R&B, and you can tell me they've made some poppy songs, but at the end of the day, how, like, they all kind of sound what you'd expect them to sound. I feel like you expect them, you just know what I mean. When you hear a girl group, you're expecting the 90s type vocal arrangements, very slow song, very, like, you know what I mean, like a Destiny's Child. You're expecting it, you are. And I just think for the time period, that was what everyone was making, regardless of if they were a group or not. Like, soloists would make similar music just on their own. That was the time period. But I feel like for 2026, I really want to see the girls branching off into experimental type sounds, because I feel like we're playing safe, and maybe they don't want to experiment. That's fine. But if it were down to me, I really want to see these girls differentiate themselves in this market, because you can only have so many groups at the front. I don't want to hear nothing about sorry, my nose is itchy. K-pop. I don't want to hear anything, and I don't want to hear anything about Cat's Eye, because Cat's Eye is under a Korean label, and the way that they do things over there is they just do a lot more experimentation. And so if you compare the West to that, it's not gonna work. Like, completely different way of managing things. But I just want to see more experimentation. But to go back to the K-pop thing, I don't want you to say, oh, but no, that's different. But we can compare of what they're doing differently to this. But I don't want them to be in the same sentence of, oh, why don't you listen to... No, okay, I'm just making a statement, right? How do you get what I mean? Right, I'm confusing myself now by saying that. K-pop is oh my gosh, what am I saying? aespa, right? That's gonna be my comparison. They did dirty work. They did I'm trying to think of what they've done. I've forgotten all their songs. Did they drop an album or an EP? I'm actually gonna Google it right now. But conceptually, their concept-wise, I think is quite cool. And if you took, I think they had WDA. I'm not saying they should make music like that, but it's more of like concept-wise, I think it's quite different from what we have with the groups doing right now. And if they made music a lot more like, let's say Lady Gaga, right? Her concept-wise and her musical-wise, if you had a group that had the experimentation of a K-pop group concept-wise, visually, and had the vocal style and like song aesthetic of like a Lady Gaga or an Adele, right? What would you get? Like, that's what I want to see. I'm thinking, what would you get if you had a experimenting Western group with Lady Gaga's essence and the K-pop experimentation, right? What would happen? Because I'm seeing all the girls do R&B. I want to see the girls do more. I want to see them do more. Even like a Pink Pantheress, right? If we had a group that had the concept visually of a Pink Pantheress and the vocal style of a Pink Pantheress, split her lyrically 3 ways, you've got a group. Oh, that's my laptop. Is it that hard? Someone tell me, because that's a genuine question. If we had a group, like, who else can I pull from? I'm trying to see what's in my list. If you think about Britney from her, like, I'm thinking Blackout era. Like if you think about her Piece of Me song, split that 3 ways lyrically, take the concept and give it to a group. Like I know it's easier said than done, but come on, I know we can do it. I know we can have more groups that are unique and will be easily distinguishable. Is that the word? Because it's not that they can't. You can differentiate between Flow and Say Now. But then if Flow was Lady Gaga and if Say Now was like Pink Pantheress, that is just then, like, do you get what I mean? Do you not see my vision? Someone have my vision. I might have to make a video of like styling girl groups differently and like coming up with completely different concepts just for the fun of it, not even because that's what they do. Probably won't do that, but that would be fun, wouldn't it? Like I'm thinking about it, because the groups are coming back, right? And if you want them to come back, the thing is with Cat's Eye, I don't want to talk about them because they're under an Asian label, so you cannot compare a Western label to the K-pop system. It's just different. But I am gonna compare them this way: that some girls, the group like Cat's Eye, what they're doing, though I do not like what they're doing lyrically and what they're doing with their sound, I think concept-wise, right? Concept-wise, in terms of, not that I'm down with the outfits, all of the outfits that they've ever had, but in terms of the experimentation, if you had a group like that and didn't just lean into hyperpop, let's say, you could if you wanted to, but leaned into like any other genre in the West, I think that's doable. I think you can do that, because that's the only group I think we have that people will fight you and say that they're not K-pop, but I'm grouping them in it. Don't kill me, but I'm gonna group them because it's just, you just can't compare them to a normal Western group. Like they're under a completely different system. If you took their experimentation, they're the only group that is doing that in that kind of way and are marketing themselves into the West. And we have soloists that do things like that, experiment like that. We know that. It is completely possible, I feel like, to make a group based off of an experimental sound or look, or not even experimental, but more alternative than what is expected of a group, an R&B sound, and stop pandering to the 2000s. I don't know, I grew up with some of the stuff trickling down, you know, but I just think I loved it before it became like this massive, like, oh, Y2K this, Y2K that, 2000s this, everything is tagged 2000, everyone wants to be 2000s. I think I'm sick of it, and I love it, and I still listen to, I'm a big Britney Spears fan, but I just think we've gone enough is enough. I think we've gone far enough. Everything doesn't need to be Y2K. Everything doesn't need to be resembling 2000s or the 90s. I think we can still do that if that's what you want, but do it in a way where it's unique to you, because I am kind of sick of it. I'm not gonna lie. I want to hear an alternative sound. That's what I want. Just want to rant. This makes no sense. It makes no sense. That's why I write a script. Okay. Bye.